And we are live, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is our first podcast.
It is.
It's still a Nameless podcast as of right now, but
Maybe we'll call it the Nameless.
the Nameless podcast. I think that's
It has a little ring to
a
it.
little ring to it. I think that's I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty nice.
So what are we doing today, sir?
We will be doing a tier list of different cereals. We have all the favorites: Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, all those favorites.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just gonna be going through them all, and yeah, we'll see how we do. See if you have any disagreements, get in a fist fight today. But yeah, we can start off wherever you would like, sir.
Should we just go down alphabetical order?
Yeah, let's just do alphabetical. Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks. I love the commercials when I was a kid.
The cinnamon and the apple kind of going at each other.
They're going at each other, man. Low-key, didn't it fucking go on Photoshop? This is going great for our first podcast so far. Okay, there we go. It was just taking a while to load in, so it's all right. So we're learning as we go.
I want to put a B tier.
You want to put a B or D?
B.
B. I think B is entirely fair because, like, listen, it's not a bad cereal. It's not, but like
it's good.
It's good, but like
when you're going down the cereal aisle, you're like, oh, there's Apple Jacks. I want some Apple Jacks.
I forgot they even existed because that really is how it be with Apple Jacks.
Yes.
Especially I always compare them to Fruit Loops because they're the exact same shape. Except Fruit Loops had different colors.
Yeah.
And so I think they are. I think B tier.
But they're pretty unique, I think.
And they are pretty unique. They have a really unique flavor. No other cereal has.
Yeah.
You have to see a lot of Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs,
Yeah.
But you don't see any apple cinnamon flavored stuff. So I think B tier. I think that's
fair.
I think that's entirely fair for it. Next up is Captain Crunch, notorious for just destroying the roof of your mouth. The question is it worth destroying your mouth to eat some Captain Crunch?
It's an A tier for me.
An A tier. Are you talking about the peanut butter Captain Crunch? I don't even see what I had in here.
Or just talk about the regular.
The regular one. You want an A tier?
But Captain Crunch is so diverse.
It is so diverse.
And it's Captain Crunch. The mascot's just so lovable and so recognizable, I think, too.
Yeah, like you see Captain Crunch and you're like, oh, you don't think, oh, it's a pirate. No, you say that's Captain Crunch right there.
Yeah, for even like as a kid, like it's really recognizable, and as an adult,
I don't know if I think I'd rather have Apple Jacks though than Captain Crunch. I don't know if I can put it above Apple Jacks.
I think we can agree on a B tier. I think
a B tier. Or are we gonna put it before Apple Jacks? What are we doing here? Want to do it before? I can go with the before Apple Jacks.
I'll call for a tie. I'm not gonna.
So we're just gonna put it right next to it. That works. That totally works for me. Next up is regular Cheerios, not the Honey Nut Cheerios, not the flavor.
This is low-key an E tier for me. This is
E tier. I was thinking D tier. I'll go E though. Yeah, listen, straight Oreos are bad. They're not good.
You mean Cheerios?
Cheerios. Oh, did I say Oreos?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long day, folks. I'm sorry.
But like, unless you have heart issues, why are you eating?
Why are you eating Cheerios? Like, listen, and we'll get the Honey Nut Cheerios later. But like, why are you choosing regular Cheerios over any other cereal? Even out of all the bland cereals out there, I still feel like regular Cheerios are like probably the worst. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out later what we say, but I think E tier. I need to make that a bit smaller, but I think E tier. I definitely agree with that. They're not good. They're not sweet. Again, like I said, unless you have heart issues, that's the one thing they have going for them. It's like they're really fucking healthy. They're like they're very healthy.
Like they have that kind of they're known for it.
They're known for it. Next up is just regular Chex, and like low key same thing with like as Cheerios.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I put them lower than Cheerios. I don't know about F. Cause
I've never had the Chex cereal. I mean, but I can just I can look at it and say it's about the same thing.
The only time Chex cereal is good is when it's made for like puppy chow, and puppy chow is S tier food. Don't at me, absolute S tier. But we're not talking about that now.
Yeah, but
that's regular tier. S cereal. I think it's E tier. I think it's behind Cheerios. I'd rather have some Cheerios because at least Cheerios, they're fun. I guess
they're not fun.
they're more fun than Chex. That's what it's at. They're more fun than Chex. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, dude. It's at least A. I'm not taking less than A on this.
I'm going S.
You're going S. See, and I agree with S. I'm putting him S. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Is too much cinnamon a bad thing?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Cinnamon challenge? Itself, yeah.
If you've done the cinnamon challenge, you know.
Cinnamon itself is not a good taste, but there's something just with the way the cinnamon and the milk kind of.
Yeah, no. People call me weird. I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch out of the box like it's a chip.
I mean, I wouldn't do that normally. Like, the only way I'm doing that is I'm broken. I can't afford milk, but.
No, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's acceptable to eat it out of the box, though.
Yeah, it's so good. It's absolute S tier in my opinion. I don't think there's any debate about it.
It has a perfect crunch to it, also.
Perfect crunch. Even when it's soggy, it's still not, soggy cereal is like usually not good, but even I just think it's amazing. Next up is Cocoa Pebbles. I had them when I first got the apartment. This is my apartment, guys. Everybody, by the way. And they're not as good as I remember. They're not.
That's rough. It has Fred Flintstone on it, though.
It has Fred Flintstone. I love the Flintstones. But like, listen, here's my argument for it: is when you first put that milk in, you first take the first like 4 bites, they are S plus.
But then you get the chocolate milk.
If you want chocolate milk, okay, we're just doing regular milk. We're not doing milk variations.
No, but I'm saying, but
like you get the chocolate milk.
The milk,
but you
gets turned into chocolate milk.
But you get that with any other chocolate cereal, right? The difference is that stays crunchier for longer. After the first 4 bites of Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles, for that matter, they're so soggy, and they're terrible soggy, and they're so thin. And I understand why. So you gotta literally pour like a really, really, really small bowl, and then like just go back for seconds. Because if you do a full bowl, it's just gonna get really soggy and disgusting.
I say we do C for cocoa.
C for cocoa, I'm down for that. This isn't very.
It's alright.
Put together right. But we're learning, guys. It's fine. You can still see Apple Jacks. It's fine. But yeah, I think C. It's still good. Like, because we have another chocolate cereal. Here we have Cocoa Pebbles. I think they're better than Cocoa Puffs. Dude, it's really been a long day, guys. I'm really sorry.
I just remember all the commercials. Like, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
That's what I remember too. And like, listen, it's a really iconic like mascot. I don't even know what the mascot's name is.
But honestly, to me, it's like a worse version of Reese's Puffs.
So yeah, we're going to get into Reese's Puffs later. I'm very excited to get into Reese's Puffs.
And I think it's just a worse version of that.
I do think it's just a worse version of that. But I do think it's better than Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd almost put it B tier.
I think B is fine. The latter half of B tier for it so far. And I think we'll go back through once we're done, rearrange them how we see fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think B tier, like, they're better than those in my opinion. Yeah, Cookie Crisp. What? Before I say anything, I want your take on
Cookie Crisps are severely underrated.
Alright, is that what you're gonna say? Because
listen, I don't like. Listen, I get the thing that they're like kind of it's kind of like a generic cereal, right? Like, you never seen a commercial for Cookie Crisp. No one ever has, right?
I think I have once in my life. Once.
But like, that's because it's General Mills. General Mills has other things to be prioritizing over Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
But they're one like it's not bad though. It's not bad at all. It's.
Alright, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
Cookie Crisps are trash, dude.
They're trash.
They're not F tier.
What?
And I don't think they're E tier, but I think they're definite D tier. They're not good. I never got the hype about them. Like,
there's no hype about it. What are you talking about?
But like when I was in elementary school, dude, I remember Jaron. I shouldn't say names here. A dude named Jaron. We're not gonna say his last name. Came up to me, dude. Have you tried Cookie Crisp? No. What is that? This new cereal. I was like, dude, I gotta try it. It's
they're
okay.
Chocolate chip cookies and milk.
It's not chocolate chip cookies. It's like little like wafers.
In cereal form. Like,
it's like little wafers with like little pebblets of chocolate. I don't think it's even really chocolate. It's bad.
People are gonna watch this and they're gonna shit on you for thinking.
And you know what? I'll take the hate. I'll take the heat. I don't really care.
You can put it where you want.
But see, where would you put it? We'll make a compromise.
I would put a C tier.
I was gonna put a D tier. I'll put it in C because listen, it's not.
It's C for Cookie.
It's not that bad. C for Cookie. I'd honestly put it above Cocoa Pebbles.
But it's Cookie Crisp. That's double C. So.
Yes.
We have to put it in C tier, I think.
Yeah, it's double C's. Next we have cornflakes, dude.
That's F for flakes.
F for...
There's no discussion. That's F for flakes.
Who likes cornflakes? I've never seen these kind of cornflakes. Not even my grandma. And my grandma only eats healthy like stuff.
Cheerios. She eats Cheerios.
She eats Cheerios and like Chex. Never seen her eat cornflakes. I've never seen anyone, not even in movies. I've never seen a commercial for cornflakes.
It has a cock on the box.
It has a cock on the box, dude. Are you even trying to sell your cereal at that point? What are you doing?
That's all I gotta say about it.
All we gotta say is absolute trash. Next we have Fruit Loops. Maybe we don't. Hold on. Oh wait, no lie. Hold on. Like Photoshop expert here, guys. You gotta place it down first. There we go. Fruit Loops next. Fruit Loops. I like Fruit Loops.
Toucan Sam is a G.
Toucan Sam. I remember one of our first dodos in ARC. We named Toucan Sam. And or no, that was an RG, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an RG. Our first dodo we named Riri.
Yeah, and we had to do a whole podcast episode just about that whole thing. That'll be a great episode to come. Fruit Loops, though, I think they're a B tier.
I think solid B.
I think they're above Cocoa Puffs. I think they're above Captain Crunch. I think they're best B tier. I think they're the best B tier.
I think they're borderline A.
They're borderline A. Not
A.
That'll be how we decide. Is it A tier? But we'd rather have it than Fruit Loops. That'll be how we decide between A and B tier.
Okay.
I think that's
solid.
I think that's how we decide. I think that's very solid. I think that's a little cutter right there. Frosted Flakes next.
I'm gonna make a bowl. Alex.
I'm screwing up here, guys. I'm choking. All right, so now you have Frosted Flakes. What you already know how I feel about Frosted Flakes. I'm pretty sure.
Listen, Frosted Flakes stands for F. But I'm taking the complete opposite. Frosted Flakes is an S tier.
S tier? I was gonna say A, dude, but listen, Frosted Flakes, they're just flakes. They're frosted flakes, dude.
And then sometimes I used to throw a little bit of sugar in them even, and it just made it so
and
much
it's
better.
so good. And Tony the Tiger's an amazing mascot. They're great. Like, how do you beat
so
that?
Iconic.
It's literally iconic, dude. Like when I'm at work sometimes and someone says something's great, I'm like, yeah, it's great. Like Tony the Tiger is one of the most iconic mascots of anything. Period. Like it doesn't matter.
He's swole, dude. If you ever seen any he's
absolutely swole. He would. Oh yeah, he'd mess any of us up. Next we have Frosted Mini Wheats. I'm gonna stay quiet. I want to hear your opinion on Frosted Mini Wheats first, because I have some strong opinions on Frosted Mini Wheats. I don't know if you know which way though.
The family size is a bit much. I'm not gonna lie. Listen. I gotta go with solid. I'm torn between D and E tier. It's like.
Listen.
It's like someone.
Can we agree on C? Yeah, okay, here's my argument for it. All right.
What's your argument?
All right. So
they're frosted. That's it.
They're frosted. The frosting's very good. What I used to do is I would get one little wheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lots of milk and one spoon, put it in my mouth and just suck on it, and it was so good.
Well, we're talking about cereal, right? Not like we're still talking about cereal, right?
We are talking about cereal, but and then if you get that and you just throw in like you did with the Frosted Flakes, just a little bit of sugar, they're literally perfect. They were one of my favorite cereals growing up because of my mom. That was my mom's favorite cereal. So that's why I would almost say B. But I get it. A lot of people don't like it. It's weak.
Dude, I will go C tier, and that's because
I love it. Because you're being nice to me.
Yes, that's pure simp right there.
That's pure. It's no simp September though.
It is.
You know what? We'll put him in C for now. We'll come back to it. All right.
Yeah.
We will come back to it. Again, I like them. I think frosted mini wheats are pretty good. Next up is Fruity Pebbles. I think they're better than Cocoa Pebbles.
They're B tier.
I think they're B.
They're B.
I absolutely agree.
They have all the downsides, but they're just
better.
They're just
every negative thing I said about Cocoa Pebbles is going for the Fruity Pebbles.
They still get soggy though.
They still get really soggy, but they're better soggy than the Cocoa Pebbles are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. That's
but
why.
Then you kind of get that fruity milk kind of.
And you get that fruity milk, which I want to say is better than the chocolate milk, but it's pretty damn good.
It's not something else you get with other fruity cereals.
Yeah, it's really not. It's very unique to Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
I think B tier is an amazing spot to put it, sir. I absolutely agree. What are your opinions on Honey Bunches of Oats?
Dude, if there was something below F, I might put it there.
What do you mean, dude? You want to try it right now on camera, dude? What do you mean below F, dude?
Dude, they listen. I've never tried them.
You're saying they're worse than cornflakes?
No, I'm just saying.
Dude,
what the?
I stand Honey Bunches of Oats, dude. This is almost S tier for me. I'd put it A.
They're so dry.
I mean, maybe they're probably expired at least since April.
Okay. I'll try these and
They're not as sweet as Frosted Flakes, but
these are solid D tier.
D.
Not anymore.
Can you please? I'll trade Frosted Mini Wheats for Honey Bunches of Oats. I'll put those in E tier and I can put Honey Bunches of Oats in high C tier.
Okay.
We can go for that? Alright, bet. Dude, how can you taste those and tell me they're not at least B tier?
They're just dry. They taste like Honey Nut Cheerios.
Of course they're dry. You didn't have any milk for it. What do you mean?
That's my fault.
You want me to get you a glass real quick? Want to get you a glass of milk?
I'm lactose intolerant, though.
It's almond milk. Yeah, nothing to say, yeah. So we're gonna make an in-season trade here real quick. We're gonna put those right. Oh, I got it. Whoop. Shrinking down a little bit. Put those right there.
How do you call those A tier, though?
They're like Frosted Flakes, but healthier. They have almonds in them. I like almonds. I don't know if you got any, but there's little crumbles of like nuts, and they're so sweet and they're amazing. Again, guys.
I mean, there's some texture in it, which is.
I told you, listeners, Honey Bunches of Oats is an A tier for me. All right, all this hate you're hearing is from Cameron. I just want you to know that. All right, it is not from me.
I mean, you dead ass put Cookie Crisp in C, so.
Cause Cookie Crisp. Okay, you know what? We'll let the listeners decide what they think is best. All right. Because I'm sorry, it's Cookie Crisp. Listen. We'll talk about it later. All right, I'll put those in E. I just get Honey Bunches of Oats in high B. I think that's.
I like how you had the one cereal that I was like, no.
Dude, I don't know. I expect you to say, oh, I think they're a C tier. And I was like, oh, I think they're at least A. So I'm grading on B. No, you said D or you said below F.
Dude, you're gonna sit here and tell me that Honey Bunch of is better than all those B tier.
Yes, absolutely. I'd rather have Honey Bunches of Oats than any of those. Any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is why you're depressed.
Next we have honeycombs. Have you ever had honeycombs?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your opinions? I've only had
They're
them
C tier.
I put them in D. If you don't have any D tiers there, I put them in D.
C for comb.
Okay, but D because they're bad.
D because they're bad.
D for dick because they taste like dick.
How do you know what dick tastes like? We can also say C for cock because they taste like cock.
I say F tier because they taste like feces. All right.
They do not taste like shit, Alex.
Dude, like they're barely sweet. They're really like puffy.
But they got a honey taste to them.
They got a honey taste, but like it's not.
You literally got Honey Bunches of Oats at C, bro.
They have more of a honey taste than honeycombs. Fucking at me. Anyone? All right. Instagram handle at Alex Huff with 4 Fs.
I'll put a D tier. I'll agree with the D tier.
I agree with D. We don't have any D tiers yet.
We're going on 18 minutes here.
Oh, this is good.
How many cereals have we been? I don't think we've been through 18 cereals.
Probably not. Been a lot of arguing. Well, if you just
Honey Nut Cheerios.
All right. I okay. Hold on. Whoops. There we go. Honey Nut Cheerios. I actually really like. I don't think they're better than Honey Bunches of Oats though. But again, I would have had those like A tier. So take that as you guys.
I'm putting a C tier.
C.
They don't make B, but
I put them C tier behind Honey Bunches of Oats. Absolutely.
Okay.
They're good. They're really good.
Yeah. And they got the B.
Way better than the regular Cheerios. First of all, like. Again, we cannot express how much we dislike regular Cheerios. Regular Cheerios are not good. Honey Nut Cheerios,
they're better than Corn Flakes.
But dude, anything's better than regular Corn Flakes. Next is Honey Smacks. Have you had Honey Smacks? Listen,
this is a solid D tier.
I would almost go C, but I'll go with D. I'll go with D before Honeycombs, and my argument will be
that frog looked like he's had some incest with his cousin.
He looks like an Alabama frog right there, dude. He has a sideways hat. His shirt says "dig in." He's talking about his sister's pussy. Just for that, yeah, that's behind Honeycombs. Just because of that, you convinced me. That's behind Honeycombs. That's definitely behind Honeycombs.
I've never seen a Honey Smacks commercial in my life.
Never seen a commercial before. I only tried them because my mom bought them once because they were like on sale.
I think they were in a Family Guy episode.
They probably were in a Family Guy episode. No A tier yet, which I thought. Next is Crave, dude. If you guys have not had Crave cereal yet, dude, go out and buy treat yourself, dude. I'll buy you a box, all right? Just hit me up.
I'll argue A or S.
I would say S. Low key, Crave, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or Frosted Flakes. If I'm in a chocolatey mood, I'll say Crave over anything.
No shit, you're gonna put
well, yeah, because there's no other chocolate cereals. My point is though, like chocolate for me is always like I have to be in the mood for chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like, but like Frosted Flakes, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I can no matter what, I can always eat those. Crave, like I have to be in the mood for chocolate.
Crave's like borderline S.
It's borderline S. Are you putting it A though?
I have to for now.
I have to for now.
We have to keep S very.
Yeah, we have to for the best of the best. All right, and you know, Crave again borderline. It's borderline. I cannot get that to line up perfectly, so it just ain't. It's all right though. I'm also using this mouse on my thigh, so you know that's why nothing's perfect. But you know, life isn't perfect, so that's all right. Next we have life.
I know what you're going to say about this.
Life is just a worse Chex, and Chex is already an E tier. How is it worse than Chex? I know you like Life, so you know go ahead and give your spiel on Life. Try to convince me that's better than F.
Listen, Life itself. If we had Cinnamon Life, this is original Life though.
This is original. Same thing as Chex. If you had like,
I will go. Like, listen.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It's a very mediocre, but I understand why people don't like it.
Can you agree on D?
Yeah, I'll go for D.
I'll go D. Yeah, same thing with Chex. If you had like a flavored Chex, like I've had the chocolate Chex before, that's actually really good. That would be like a B tier for me.
The Cinnamon Life is like a B.
The Cinnamon Life is a B, but just the standard Life, the standard Chex,
no,
it's not good. Again, to me, it's just Chex, and so I'll put it in D. I don't really care. That's fine with me. Absolutely fine. Yeah, no, it's those kind of cereals just don't do it for me. Next up is Lucky Charms. What are your opinions on Chucky Charms, sir? Chucky Charms? Chucky Charms. That's what they're called now, Chucky Charms. Their fucking mascot's Chucky now. He goes around stabbing kids and chasing them.
Where do you think they get all the flavor for the marshmallows? It's for all the kids' souls.
He is a ginger. I just want to point that out. That the leprechaun is the ginger. So I'm into
gingers. That's an A tier.
Cameron unzips his pants. Cameron, no, this is the podcast, please. No, are you really want to go A tier for Lucky Charms?
The marshmallows are so magically delicious.
I do not. The mushrooms. What? I was about to say mushrooms. The marshmallows are like my least favorite part about it. I pick around the marshmallows, and I'm the only one I've ever met that does that. Yeah, everyone loves the marshmallows.
So you have to put the A tier, Alex.
I'll put it A tier because I know a lot of people love that cereal. But just know, for me, it'd be a B or a C.
Oh, yeah, you gotta stop being ridiculous. You gotta
but
tend to the people.
I just gotta say, the mushrooms. I can't want to say mushrooms.
The marshmallows.
The marshmallows. I don't know why I want to keep saying mushrooms, but I do. The marshmallows, they just don't do it for me, man. They just don't. Next is Pops.
B tier.
B tier. I feel like this doesn't get a lot of recognition.
It doesn't.
It had a lot. It didn't have a lot of commercials growing up, but it had I remember it had a Godzilla commercial where a Pops creature was going around the town, fucking destroying shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
B tier.
And it's a really underrated cereal. You guys haven't tried.
It's
Pops.
underrated.
It's underrated. It's a good time.
It's kind of unique actually, surprisingly.
And in the cereal world, there's not a lot of uniqueness. It's hard to find uniqueness, and so I highly suggest. Next up is Raisin Bran.
This is F tier.
Alright, okay, here's my argument.
I don't want to hear it.
Here's my argument.
It's above Corn Flakes, but not by much. It has raisins in it.
If you took out the raisins, I'm thinking D tier.
Yeah, but this has raisins in it.
But and raisins are one of the worst foods ever. I hate raisins. I love grapes. Grapes are one of my favorite fruits. We might do a fruit tier list sometime in the future.
How do they make raisins? They're
they just dry
let the
out.
Grapes out.
They
accidentally let the grapes out in the sun. They're shit. We're still hungry, and
they don't have anything else to eat. Fuck. God damn it.
They didn't have refrigerators, probably.
They didn't have a refrigerator. Maybe that's how it came to be.
It's above Corn Flakes.
It's above Corn Flakes. I don't think anything's gonna be below Corn Flakes. I have to look at the list, but I'm thinking about it. The Corn Flakes are just so bad. I would almost argue E tier because they are kind of sweet, the Raisin Bran flakes. F-tier. But I can go F. Who decided to put raisins with milk? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone thought that was ridiculous. A good idea.
Someone thought that. Someone really said that.
They've been selling it ever since.
Reese's Puffs, dude.
S tier.
I'm so hyped, dude.
S tier.
Just for the commercials alone, it's S tier.
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Yeah,
What?
S-tier.
Reese's, dude. S tier. How can you? It's S tier, inarguably S tier. I'm pretty sure it's the only cereal that has peanut butter in it. I'm trying to think. There's ever like the peanut butter flavored cereal out of all the
there has to be something else. There has to be.
I mean, at least out of the cereals that we've done so far, I don't see any other peanut butter flavored ones.
I just feel like there has to be something else there.
There has to be something. I know they have like peanut butter Chex.
Yeah.
But like as far as our list goes, I don't think there's any other peanut butter ones. And and by the way, out of the S tier, Reese's Puffs are the best out of the S tier.
Yeah.
They're the top.
If there was an S plus.
If there was an S plus, it would get S plus. I think it's Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
I think in that order. That's how it is.
That's fair.
I think yeah. Rice Krispies are E. Rice Krispie treats are
they pop, but they pop when you pour the milk in.
Okay, and then they get the same thing with the Cocoa Pebbles. They get so soggy so quick because they're just rice pebbles, right?
I'm not taking anything less than C.
We can't agree on D.
No, I will not.
They're not even that sweet though.
But dude, have you ever had like a Rice Krispies like anything?
I've had a Rice Krispie treat, and like I said, those are
it's like the same thing.
They're not. No, I've made Rice Krispie treats with my ex.
These are a C tier.
No.
C for Krispies.
No, that's a K. That should go F because that's the closest letter to K.
C for rice.
C for rice. No, I'll go. Can we please just go D? I don't want to go too. It's Rice Krispies. I don't want to go too hard on this.
Listen, Alex. You hate life. You're gonna put Rice Krispies in life.
I put Rice Krispies.
You're gonna put Honey Smacks in Rice Krispies.
Okay, the D tier for me personally is Honey Smacks, Honeycomb, Rice Krispies Life.
You think Rice Krispies is worse than Honey Smacks?
I absolutely do. I've had to be fair, disclaimer, I've had Rice Krispies since I was like 4. But I just remember it was not a very good cereal. Rice Krispie treats, again, to reiterate.
Because you're a 4-year-old, you want sugar, like...
Oh, okay, so you're a refined man who doesn't eat sugar. Didn't you just say you used to pour sugar in your Frosted Flakes?
I do. But like, listen... You gotta mature a little bit. It's not all about the sugar as a 20-year-old adult, dude. That's a C tier.
That's why I wanted to make Honey Bunches of Oats.
That's a C tier.
It's a D, dude.
It's a C tier.
Like,
put it on the line.
We'll put it on the line.
We'll do rock paper scissors for it. Actually, let's do rock paper scissors for it now.
Right now.
Just
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Rock paper scissors, right?
Right.
Rock paper scissors shoot.
This is bullshit.
It's D tier, boys.
This is bullshit.
It's absolute D tier, dude.
I just got fucking smacked.
He got 2-0 for a few who are not watching the camera, which you totally should do, by the way, at YouTube.com. But a little self-promoting, nothing wrong with that. Now I have I literally call this the shitty Halloween cereals. Yeah, you've tried these more than I haven't had them in a long
They're
in a
iconic.
while. They're not iconic. Iconic is Tony the Tiger. These are not iconic. Count Chocula is iconic.
But
any of those other two.
But a lot of these were in the 80s. Like this was, I believe it was in the 80s. So maybe it's not iconic for us, but like for our parents.
Okay, but we're millennials, so why are we arguing about
what the boomers
think? We're not millennials. We're Gen Z, aren't we?
For something, I don't care.
It's for something.
But dude, if you ever tried it?
It's not bad. I just don't.
Count Chocula, it takes all the good parts of Cocoa Pebbles.
Do you want to put a B tier? I'll go B tier.
I'll go B tier.
Oh, listen, Boo Berry. I actually really like Boo Berry. I actually really do like Boo Berry.
Dude, then if you ever watch any of the old commercials, which you probably haven't, there's like this interesting...
You probably haven't. I'm much more refined than you are.
Yeah. Well, honestly, if you ever watch any, like, there's a good dynamic between the three monsters. Because it used to be Count Chocula and Frankenberry. They're just arguing all the time. And like the first time they ever introduced Boo Berry, Boo Berry's like, "Hey, mine has blueberries in it," and they're like, "We don't give a fuck about you. You're Boo Berry." Like they just shove them out to the side.
I really want to look at some of these commercials.
They're really good.
Tricks are for kids, and we're not kids.
A tier.
A tier. I'll go. Okay, I'll say this: the fruity shaped one we have here on the screen. I don't like the fruit. I like the original Tricks, okay. The circular ones. I like those. So I think those are A. The new fruity shaped ones. I don't get why they did that.
But like, have you ever watched Ted?
Ted, yeah, I love Ted.
There's a Ted 2 where Liam Neeson walks in to buy a box of Tricks.
I think that's the second one, and that was a great scene.
And that's why I say A tier.
And that's why I say A tier. I get it. And besides the Liam Neeson thing, It's just a good cereal.
It's
like better. It's better than Fruit Loops.
And the commercials are, dude. The rabbits just getting shit on all the time. It's.
Rabbits, yeah. Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, it's an iconic commercial, and I still find myself saying that sometimes to this day. Wheaties are F. Are they? But are they worse than cornflakes? Are they worse than cornflakes? Because listen, my argument for Wheaties being better than cornflakes is they have athletes on the cover. That's the only reason there's still F's here. Okay, they could have, like, it doesn't matter who's.
Yeah, low-key cornflake has a cock on their box.
Wheaties, it has Olympic medalists, NBA champions, Super Bowl champions. Kellogg's Cornflakes has a fucking cock.
I literally wonder if you think like the people that actually like are on the box of Wheaties, you actually think they like if we follow their daily morning routine, do you think for like they eat Wheaties or they just accepted it?
Not nowadays. When they were a kid, because that's the whole thing. You eat Wheaties as a kid because you see your favorite athlete on the cover, and you're like, oh, I want to be just like Mike. So you eat the Wheaties. You don't want to eat the Wheaties. Every bite, you're just like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's torture.
And it's torture, but you want to be like that athlete.
Like, that's how we should torture, like, people, like, the terrorists.
Where's the bomb? No, please, no.
Just feed them Wheaties.
Just feed them Wheaties.
No milk.
No milk. Oh, dude. Just dehydrate the shit out of them. Listen, they're better than cornflakes, but they are definitely F tier. Again, I saw Raisin Bran E tier, but that's my opinion. And last but not least,
This was like a last second add-on.
This is like a last second add-on. I totally forgot about Special K cereals. I never tried these until
I gotta go E tier.
E tier. I'll say okay. I agree with E tier, but before I put in E tier, I was gonna say I never had them until I went to basic training. There was a nut. What was it? I forget. It was like a peanut butter peanut cereal. Special K. Mm-hmm. You put chocolate milk in that.
Yeah.
That was S tier. But just regular K cereal, it's an E tier. It's still better than regular Cheerios. I think the Cheerios and E tier is a really good choice because like it's a really good border. It's a really good border. Because like Cheerios are bad, but are they cornflake bad? No. So it's cornflake going to
that's just what happens when you have a cock on your box.
Like who? I understand it's a really old cereal, but no one's decided to change that at any time now.
Yeah, you think with the older generations they wouldn't like cock on their box.
Yeah, So, here's our list right now. For people who are not watching the video, which why aren't you, man? Just go on YouTube.com. Just come on over, man.
There was a lot of good arguments in there.
A lot of good arguments, you know.
A rock paper scissors match that.
Rock paper scissors match. I made Cameron eat honey bunches of oats on camera, and he still somehow said they were still C tier, not A or B.
They were 6 months expired.
They're not 6. Okay, they're not that expired. Anyway, S tier we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Frosted Flakes, and Reese's Puffs.
I still stand by all those.
I stand by all those. Those are all S plus tiers. Honest to God, if there was a thing above S tier, I'd put them in those. Those are amazing cereals. All right. And just to clarify, I think Reese's Puffs is the best out of those, followed by Cinnamon Toast Crunch, followed by Frosted Flakes, and that's not a knock on any of them. That's just. Oh yeah. They're all amazing.
That's agreeable.
Next we have for A tier Crave cereal, Lucky Charms, and Trix. I think Crave is the absolute. I think Crave is the best by a mile out of those A tiers.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. It's almost S.
It's almost S.
It's like. It's sneaking on the.
It's sneaking on. I just can't put an S tier. You know what I mean? I just can't.
There's something holding.
There's something holding it back, and I don't really know what it is. Is it too chocolatey? I don't know if that's what it is.
It just doesn't have a brand appeal. I think. Like I've never seen a commercial for Crave. It doesn't really have a mascot.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why.
I mean, I know Reese's Puffs doesn't, but it makes up for that because it's Reese's Puffs.
Yeah,
and it had all the commercials.
With the DJ.
Yeah, like
the most iconic rap song of all time, best rap song of all time. Period.
Don't add
us. Wait, I will fist fight over this, dude. You don't understand. Next, you're probably going to disagree with me. I have Trix over Lucky Charms. Again, Lucky Charms for me is a B tier.
They're very close.
They're very close. Again, I'm the one in a million. That's why I put a B tier. That's why or A tier. I mean, because I don't like the marshmallows, and I know everyone else loves. That's their favorite part of the cereal.
No,
I just never got the hype. I just don't. Next is our biggest tier, which I kind of expected our biggest tier to be B, because they're like
it's like the good average series.
Yeah, it's good. They're not bad. We got Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch, Cocoa Puffs.
And your camera just shut off.
Our camera just shut off. Maybe you guys shouldn't be on YouTube watching this. That's upsetting. So we're gonna do the rest of the podcast without
camera.
For the video, I'm just gonna have still frames of all the cereals we're talking about.
Or you could just have like a montage of frames of us arguing.
Yeah. Just me doing this, like
clickbait the
hell out of this. I find my friend over cereal in the hood gone wrong, gone sexual.
It will go sexual if you keep capping.
Yeah. yeah. Honey Bunches of Oats not fucking A tier, but anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about B tier right now. We're not at C yet, which we both have two very big disagreements in C tier, and we're gonna try to make our closing arguments for those. We got in B tier. Sorry, we got really distracted there, folks. Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch, Cocoa Puffs, Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Pops, and I call them shitty Halloween cereals, and they're not shitty. I just they're all the same to me. I know they're not, but they're all the same to me. How would you rate these? You know what I mean? How would you? I want to see what you say.
What, for B or C?
For B. Listen, we can do a whole episode just on how our disagreements with C tier.
Like, which one's the best out of this?
Yeah, I'll B tier. What would you rate? What's the
Apple
best
Jacks
B tier?
is the best.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, again, it's so unique. It's borderline A. For me, it's borderline A.
Fruit Loops, I'd almost put at the bottom of that.
I put Fruity Pebbles before or after Fruit Loops. I think, because again, like we said, Fruity Pebbles have the same problem as Cocoa Pebbles. They just get too soggy too quick. Yeah. Fruit Loops are a little bit better in that department. But Fruity Pebbles do taste better than Fruit Loops. I can get behind you.
Did you know the Monster cereals have marshmallows in them?
I knew the pink one. What was that?
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry. I knew Frankenberry did. I didn't know the blueberry one. Yeah. Again, I haven't had that in years. I'm not a big marshmallow guy, personally.
I was just letting you know because I didn't think you had known that.
Yeah, no. Again, I haven't had those cereals in years since I was a kid. But I think Apple Jacks for sure. Fruit Loops at the bottom. Fruity Pebbles right before that. I think Pops is the second best cereal in B tier.
Over Cocoa Puffs?
Over Cocoa Puffs.
Oh.
I really think so. Supremely underrated. Not too sweet. Not too bland. They're just so perfect. Cocoa Puffs. I can see the argument. I'll put them above Pops. Okay. I don't want to fight too much about this because the real meat and potatoes is in C tier. I kind of want to get to C tier now. Camron Crunch is just in the middle of all those. Let's say C tier. We have Cocoa Pebbles, Cookie Crisp, Honey Bunches of Oats, and Honey Nut Cheerios. Well, what do you want to get into here first?
Let's start with Cocoa Pebbles.
I think they're the worst cereal out of this.
They're the worst cereal out of this. I'm
not going to say, what about Honey Bunches of Oats? Honey Bunches of Oats are A tier.
I was talking about Cookie Crisp.
I'd rather have Cookie Crisp. I like Cookie Crisp. They're a decent cereal.
Honey Bunches of Oats is not an A tier, Alex.
It's absolute A tier.
It's not an A tier.
Absolute A tier. A for absolute, because absolute A tier.
How about you guys comment what you guys think?
On the video that went dead like probably 5-10 minutes ago. Yeah, we were recording for almost 40 minutes, man. That's wild. Didn't know we had this pretty strong feelings about
cereal. Leave a like
on
on this video if you believe that Honey Bunches of Oats is a C tier or less, or leave a dislike on this video because we're not going to get that many dislikes on it if that's the case. If you think a Honey Bunches of Oats is
how about you guys
higher than a C tier,
the Nameless podcast on Twitter, and we'll put up a poll, and you guys can all decide on this, all right? Because listen, all right.
We have not started a Twitter yet.
We're not started a Twitter yet. But by the time this goes up, I think I'm confident we'll have a Twitter. Mm-hmm. We'll both have the same password. We'll figure all that out. Again, This is our first day. This is our first podcast. We set up all this up in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with ourselves, honestly. I mean, back to the C tier. Honey Nut Cheerios, borderline B for me, but I agree with C. Again, Honey Bunches of Oats.
But it has nut in the title.
Honey Nut, man. You don't like nut?
No, I do not like nut.
You don't like nut in your mouth?
I do not like nut.
I love nut in my mouth.
I'm about to put it down to an E tier, honestly.
Listen.
If we could put cornflakes in the F for having a cock on the box, I think...
Listen, Honey Nut Cheerios are a solid C tier. There's nothing wrong with being a C tier in life, man. If you live your life and you just be a C tier, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Cocoa Pebbles, I think they're the worst cereal out of this whole bunch.
They're better than Honeycombs, though.
I think that's a good border between C and D tier is or Cocoa Pebbles. They can't call them Fruity Pebbles. They're good, but they just go so soggy, and they're so bad when they're soggy.
I just cannot believe that you like when we get to D tier. I got something to say.
All right, I'll let you talk when we get to D tier. My final closing thing for C tier is for me. It's Honey Bunch of the votes first, Cookie Crisps, Honey Nut Cheerios, Cocoa Pebbles, in that order for C tier from best to worst. Sir, what do you have to say about D tier? Is it about life, or is it about Rice Krispies?
Rice Krispies. Your placement is bullshit.
Rice Krispies, dude, they're not. I'll go C. Would that make you feel better?
No, I just want you to put them at the top of D tier.
I haven't rearranged any of them, but I'll put them at the top.
They're the best.
Over Honey Smacks, though? Honey Smacks smack.
We just talked about how that frog looked like it committed incest.
Yes, but did that take away, like, how
Are we
good it
taking
is?
the 3 doors or the incest frog? If you don't pick the 3 doors, I don't know.
If you can name all 3 of those dwarves right now, I'll put it B tier right now.
What's the name of the frog?
DJ.
Dude, look it up. Look it up on your phone right now. That's cap.
My phone's not even recording now. I don't even have an excuse.
That's cap. Hold on, I got it. There's no way that's the name of the frog.
It's definitely fucking not. I want to say it starts with Freddy. Freddy the Frog. That's my final guess. Freddy the Frog.
You said DJ.
No, I said Freddy. Freddy's the final answer for all you guys listening. It's Freddy the Frog.
The Dig'em Frog.
The Dig'em Frog. What a shitty name.
Yeah, dude. Rice Krispies is better. After that name, the Dig'em Frog.
You know what? Fine. Not for me personally, but in the official...
You literally just said, what a shitty name.
Yeah, what a shitty name, dude. they low-key lost a little bit of respect for me right there. Listen, but Honey Smacks, they never have a problem with going soggy for me. You literally had to put them in a bowl of milk for like hours for them to get soggy. And that's why they're the best D tier for me. They never get soggy. They're still nice and crunchy like an hour later. They're very good. So for me personally, it's Honey Smacks, Rice Krispies,
Rice Krispies first.
Life, and then Honeycomb. I don't like Honeycomb a lot. I know you like Honeycomb, I think, right?
All right.
But
okay. Next
is E tier. We got Cheerios, regular Chex, Mini Wheats, and Special K. The Cheerios and the Chex are like a borderline F. Like
Mini Wheat's top of this tier.
Mini Wheat's the definite top of this tier, followed by Special K, followed by Chex and Cheerios.
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah, we almost see that was no problem. We got that done in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Then last but not least is F tier. And I stand by, if you have cornflakes,
these are all
Raisin
terrible.
Brans, and Wheaties. Again, if you took the raisins out of Raisin Bran and just had it Bran, if you just had Bran,
it'd probably be a D tier.
That'd probably be a D tier. But why? Who put I just don't.
Yeah, but who put a cock on the box?
Yeah, who put the cock on the box? All right. The one thing we can say about Wheaties is they have professional sports like people, right? They have Lionel Messi, they have LeBron, they had Michael Jordan, they have
Wheaties is top of F tier.
Wheaties is absolutely the top of F tier for that reason, not because.
All right, but which one is below the other?
I think Raisin Bran.
Cock box or
is Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran's the worst.
No, Raisin Bran's again. If you took out the raisins, it's D tier. But even with that, if you just pick around the raisins, which is you shouldn't have to. You just have Raisin Bran, no raisin, and I'd buy that. I would actually buy that. But like, listen, cornflake has a cock on the box and it's tasteless. And I've never seen. I've seen. My grandma eats Raisin Bran. I've never seen, again, to reiterate, if you go back to the cornflakes, like I said there, I've never seen anyone eat just straight cock cornflakes.
Trash.
It's absolute trash, dude. I'm about to add another tier on this list and just say trash, because it's trash. It's bad.
Like, I like how we've made an entire joke about cock on the box.
Yeah, cock on the box. Respond to us on Twitter with hashtag cock on the box.
It has a ring to it.
It does have a ring to it. You know, maybe.
Can we get cornflakes canceled?
Oh no, what do they do? Oh, they're just a really bad cereal. They're just really bad. I like this list. I have my disagreements with it. I know you do too.
Yeah.
Again,
we made some good compromises though. I think
we made some good compromises. I'll take Honey Bunch with votes in C tier, even though I think they're A tier. But I see where you're coming from. Cookie Crisps. Can you see where I'm coming from though? Like they're a chocolatey cereal, but like they're like the worst chocolatey cereal.
Yeah.
And then again, you have Rice Krispies. What do you have Rice Krispies? B. I would almost put Rice Krispies in C. I put them at the bottom of C.
I would compromise with that if you put Rice Krispies in C.
All right, where's the Rice Krispies fucking layer? Here
Let's go, dude.
I'll put them in C, at the bottom of C.
That's fine.
I'd have them. I'd rather have Honey Nut Cheerios or Cocoa Pebbles before Rice Krispies.
I'll take any dub I can get with Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies have been there for me when other people have not, Alex.
What do you mean?
Those three little dwarves have helped me so much.
I can't name them dwarves.
Dude, sometimes I just get so drowned in the memories that I can't remember.
So many good memories.
I can't remember their names. You know, sometimes it's not the people that you know the most. Sometimes it's just the special memories you have with those three little dwarves, and there's nothing wrong with that, dude. If Snow White can be a thought with 7 doors, I'm just fine with 3.
Are you comparing yourself to Snow White?
I have no comment.
No comment on that.
I'm just gonna say Snow White is a thought. It took her 7 midgets to
satisfy her.
Yeah, literally, dude. Like,
and then she left him for one tall guy. What does that say about short guys? So that's like 6 foot gang. Where you at? Even though I'm 5'11", like a half.
Yeah, I mean, if your height doesn't start at the 6, it's not good.
Yeah, listen, kings out there, if you're listening, which you definitely should be.
You should be supporting us.
Listen.
We're pro king.
We are pro king. Are we con queen?
We're con thought.
We're con thought. Yeah, let's go queens too, if you're out there. But yeah, if you thoughts, man.
We'll take any queens we can get, honestly.
Yeah, if you're a queen, hit us up. I think that's a good way to end the podcast. This is our
47 minutes.
You guys can send back your own tier list of how you would rate these cereals and tweet them at us again at Nameless Podcast.
And just
link will be in the description.
Remember, like if you guys do make a tier list, don't cap on this one. Like if you put cock on a box, S tier.
S tier, dude. like we're gonna block you. Like we're gonna at the start of each podcast we'll be like, yeah, fuck that one dude to put cornflakes in S tier. It's
gonna be like the Patreon, but the opposite. Yeah. We're gonna call you out.
That'd be the opposite of Patreon. Yeah, don't cap. And listen, just don't cap. If you don't put Reese's Puffs S tier, you're wrong. That's all I gotta say. Absolute S. Absolute.
I can't wait to get to a person that's allergic to peanut butter, and we're just gonna block them.
Hey, we're gonna block you. If you're allergic to peanut butter, you can just stop listening. That'll be our disclaimer.
We don't want your support.
Reese's Puffs are just the absolute best, dude. There's no. I don't think there's a better cereal ever. I don't think there ever will be a better cereal than Reese's Puffs. From a marketing standpoint, from a taste standpoint, absolute S tier. Absolute.
Solid S.
Solid S. That's the podcast, guys. Do you have any? That's our tier list. Do you have any closing remarks?
What do you have any ideas for the next podcast, or would you like to educate our listeners?
Yeah. So for the next upcoming podcast, I think I said it earlier. We're probably gonna do a fruit tier list, which a fruit tier list.
That's nuts.
That's no, it's fruity.
Ha.
For more great jokes.
Shout out to Aaron.
That's a inside joke that maybe 4 people will get.
Don't cut that out.
We're not gonna cut that out. That's gonna stay in. Hopefully Aaron will listen.
I'll send the link. He'll listen to it.
And he'll listen to it.
He'll listen to it.
But yeah, we're gonna have a fruit tier list coming up. We're gonna have 2 pretty interesting tier lists. After that, we're going to have a animals that I could beat up in a fight tier list. All right, could Cameron take on a grizzly bear 1-on-1? No, probably not. Could he take on a koala bear 1-on-1?
I'd low key, dude. If it was down to the death, I'd maul a koala bear.
I would tear a koala's head off, dude.
Dude, I would rip it off and wear its skull as a mask.
Wear its skin as a fucking hat, dude.
Dude,
And then after that, we have a much more kind of silly podcast, but I'm taking it very serious. It's animals we could beat in a 1-on-1 basketball tournament to 21.
Which we have a very
we already talked about it. There's some very big controversies in that podcast. I think it's gonna be the best podcast we ever do.
Oh yeah,
I don't think we'll ever.
It's something you guys are gonna listen to.
It'll be like a 4-hour long podcast. It'll be 2 hours of us just yelling at each other. I can't take on a kangaroo. Bullshit. Just a little sneak preview. I'd be a kangaroo in 21, like 21
I don't
to
believe
like
it,
7.
dude.
I'd take out a kangaroo 21 to 7.
Kangaroos are like 6 feet tall.
Dude, and
They can jump, bro. They're just gonna dunk on you.
they have T-Rex arms, dude. How are they gonna dunk?
Dude, it doesn't matter because they can jump so far, dude.
They can jump so far, dude. Listen,
You know how strong kangaroos are?
dude, have you ever seen Kangaroo Jack? Kangaroo Jack could beat me in a game of basketball, right? A regular kangaroo could not. A regular kangaroo,
Dude,
average
do we need
kangaroo
to take a
could
flight to Australia out in the wild so you can like go box a kangaroo? So you can get your ass
they're not
beat
talking
to
about
realize-
boxing a kangaroo.
No, so you can get your
the-
ass beat so you can realize how strong kangaroos are.
Listen, we'll get into this. If you want, listen, subscribe to the podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes,
Whatever we decide to put this on.
YouTube, Spotify, anything, everything. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, everything. Links will be in the description, and you guys will find out if I could beat a kangaroo in basketball. I mean, and an elephant and an eagle. We have very differing opinions on that too. So, guys, just thank you for the support. You haven't received any support yet. Obviously, the first podcast. They haven't posted anything yet, but I'm sure someone's listening out there, and we appreciate your love and support.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a good way to end it right there. Yeah. It's still gonna go on a little bit. We're gonna keep this in right here. Just a little.
We need to find a new outro.